right, we've got this orange and gold book called The Handbook of English Cathedrals. We've got this head of a column there, and the author, which is Van Rensselaer. On the spine, we've got the title again in gold, as well as an additional gold design there, the author, and the publishing house at the bottom, which is the Century Co., or the Century Company. On the back, it's just a solid orange, and this is sort of a kind of faux leather material. On this, no gilding on the edges of the pages or anything. We've got this stain on the front flyleaf, and then the title there, English Cathedrals, or an abbreviated title. And then we've got the frontispiece, which is this great illustration here of St. Paul's from Cheapside, is what it says at the bottom. And we can see all the people down below. The title is Handbook of English Cathedrals, Canterbury, Peterborough, Durham, Salisbury, Lichfield, Lincoln, Ely, Wells, Winchester, Gloucester, York, and London, by Mrs. Schuyler Van Rensselaer. And it's got illustrations from Joseph Pennell, and he's also done the plans and diagrams. Then we've got the publishing house. It's marked as 1910, but the next page shows that the copyright renewed in 1920, it looks like. And we've got a dedicatory page here to the memory of my father, George Griswold, in whose company I first saw the buildings of the old world. And then we've got the introduction. Some years ago I was asked to write descriptions of 12 of the English cathedrals for the Century magazine, and was promised the invaluable help of Mr. Pennell's drawings. A summer in England was the immediate result, and the final result is this book, the text of which, although not much extended, has been largely rewritten since the chapters severally appeared in the magazine. This revision, forced upon my conscience by a wider acquaintance with French architecture than I previously possessed, has, I believe, made the critical passages more instructive, and increased the trustworthiness of my estimate of English medieval architecture as a whole. France, as I always knew, but never thoroughly realized until I traveled through all its provinces 3 years ago, held the cradle of Gothic art, and nursed it to its fullest stature and noblest strength, and no account of the Gothic styles of any other land can be clear or just, which does not constantly keep in the reader's mind French aims, expedients, and achievements. That's the first paragraph of the introduction. Oh, and there's some additional stuff here. An amateur myself, I need hardly confess that this is a book for amateurs, not for architects. And the author says, it is for those who love rather than for those who want to study architecture. So that gives a sense of the desired audience of the book. Here's a table of contents. We can see just the different cathedrals that are listed out here. Cathedral of Christ Church, of St. Peter, St. Paul, etc. And then we have the large list of, or index of illustrations here, so you can see how many there are throughout this book. Some for Lincoln Cathedral, Wells Cathedral, Gloucester Cathedral. There's illustrations for all of these. And then here's another title page, and then the first section. Look at this great drop cap here for the letter I. It says, in no country should the ecclesiastical importance of a church be confounded with the civic importance of its site. And I'm just going to flip forward, find some of the many illustrations in here to look at. So we've already got a few beautiful ones here. So this is showing 2 bays of choir interior Peterborough Cathedral. And then we've got the plan of Norwich Cathedral here. We've got a central tower, Norwich Cathedral, in the Norman style, it says. Here's some more illustrations. We've got lancet windows, Chester Cathedral, clustered pier, Worcester Cathedral. And these are just also intricate and beautiful. 1 bay of the Angel Choir, interior Lincoln Cathedral, plate tracery on the right here, and then a geometrical tracery in the Ripon Cathedral. And then French flamboyant tracery in the Rouen Cathedral. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Flowing tracery in the Wells Cathedral. This is a perpendicular window, west front, Norwich Cathedral. 2 bays of nave, interior, and the Winchester Cathedral. So there are just so many great illustrations in this book, with such detail, as well as a lot of information about them. Another awesome large capital letter there. This is a full-page illustration, Canterbury from the West. You can see a boy walking along the path there. Christ Church gateway from Mercery Lane. Here's another plan. This one of Canterbury. This is showing 2 bays of the choir, showing the work of William of Sens. This is a really beautiful one here, the south side of the cathedral. This is also for Christ Church. And this book is pretty well intact. The spine is a little bit fragile, but it's still holding everything together. So I'm just also trying to be delicate with this while I work through the book. This is showing a Norman stairway in the close. Oh, I love this drop cap here with the wheel, or the rose window. The claims of history took us first to Canterbury Cathedral, and if we followed their leading again, we should go next to Winchester. But as our main purpose is to understand the development of English architecture, it will be best, now that we have glanced at the beginning of the ecclesiastical story, to follow the artistic story by consecutive steps. Here's another plan. You'll notice that the plans of those cathedrals all show sort of a cross design for the most part. This is 2 bays of the nave. I'm just jumping ahead here to get more diversity in the images we're seeing. So this is in St. Mary and St. Chad, the nave in the west end. Here's another drop cap for W in Winchester. Another full-page illustration showing the Bishop's Palace, Cathedral of St. Andrew in Wales. There's another plan of a cathedral there. This is the Cathedral of St. Peter and St. Paul in the south aisle of the choir looking west. This one showing a diagram showing Wycombe's transformation of the nave from Murray's Handbook. Here we have in the retro choir tombs of Beaufort and Fox, and you can see some tombs down at the bottom there. And this one is also showing some additional tombs, looking east into the Lady Chapel, it says. So there's another view of those tombs. And then this is showing the nave and the transept from the northwest. We can see a cemetery on the outside there as well. And this is a Winchester High Cross at the entrance to the close. And you can see these shops around here. This one says the Tanner. This is the west front. And then here we've got another full-page illustration showing the cathedral from the southeast. And this is showing the long walk in winter from the cathedral. Another drop cap there with what looks like a reindeer or something like that. The nave looking toward the choir. And we're getting closer to the end here. This is showing the nave from the north aisle, and we can see a few folks sitting down in these seats here in the middle. And it's nice to see the people in these images too, just because it gives you a sense of the scale. Here we have the west front of St. Paul's from Ludgate Hill, and we can see all these people walking with horse-drawn carriages. One's got an umbrella there. So this would be in London, I believe. And then we've got another image here, which is showing the choir looking east. This is the Cathedral of St. Paul in London. And that's pretty much the end. So we've got another flyleaf with a bit of a stain on it, and that's that book. So that's the Handbook of English Cathedrals. If you liked the video, please leave a like or a comment and subscribe, and thank you again so much for watching. Alright, thanks so much. Bye.